there, guys. I'm talking a bit quietly because I don't know why actually, but my voice is not gone, not raspy, not anything. I'm just saving my voice for when I decide to scream again. My throat was hurting like hell last night because I screamed that I was just screaming and screaming, screaming. I got into an argument with someone, and it was just screaming back and forth, back and forth. But let's get on with the video. Okay, yeah, I'm already out of breath from just talking for less than an hour, 1 minute, I should say. So, no video came out yesterday because I was lazy. No excuse, I was just lazy. So, yeah, let's do a video right now. So, I will be uploading another video on my main channel, so go check that out whenever you want. Now, let's get into this. So, first things first. How would he be able to use 100% of his brain? You see, at birth, he was, well, I guess you could say he was still normal. Except for the slight thing that, you know, I think as humans, we don't use a lot of our brains, to be honest. I don't think we use more than 10%. I'm gonna go check on that real quick, to be honest. Just give me a sec. Alright, so yeah, I'm back. I think it's 10%, even though some of us aren't very sure of it, but hey. Whatever. Now, I must say it's 10%. So, anyways, now, for, well, not as a child, because as a child we're not fully developed everything, but most of our body is, well, developed, I guess, whatever. But we're gonna say for now he has 15%. That's kind of a lot if you think about it, but not too much, because he gonna be able to use 100%. Anyway, so as a 4-year-old child, he does not have a quirk. No, you see, he went to the doctor. The doctor wanted to take his quirk as no. My internet isn't working for some reason. Whatever. But whatever. So the doctor still wanted to take his quirk as, Doctor Yujigo still wanted to take his quirk, but he didn't have any. Strange. He is the son of, you know, no one quirkless. Well, maybe he's the son of Ultron. I don't know. Maybe in this one I'll make it, but not yet. Whatever. So supposedly his father is supposed to have fire breath and his mom telekinesis. That should give him either pyrokinesis or both their quirks, or one at least. But no, he's still quirkless as in canon. You see, Deku, he didn't let this bum him out because as a young child he would always be working on different things, different. It's kind of like you could say he is a 4-year-old Stewie Griffin, but much more complicated. See, no, he doesn't want to kill his mom like Stewie does, but he does want to not take over the world. No, no, no. He does want to create new things, He does want to figure out new things, how things became what they are to now, how quirks were made. You know, he wants to figure out how he can help the world, not be a hero, but maybe a scientist that can help the quirkless, like Melissa Shield. Kind of like the Shield family, but he's not gonna present this to the world like they do know. Cause imagine if a villain finds out a 4-year-old child creating weaponized super guns. So at the age of 4, he does unlock 25% of his brain. That's what I'll say for now because, oh well, not my problem. So yeah, he creates, well, at the You might be wondering, how does he create these things? Is his family rich? No, they're the same family. He just goes to Dagobah Beach a lot with his mom. He whenever he goes there and he sees trash, metal, even plastic, he'll melt down the plastic to you know to make different, well, to make, if he needs to, he'll melt down the plastic and seal some stuff together. Seal, not steal. Seal, okay? Yeah, so he'll seal stuff together to make them, much more stronger, or just to create them from the liquid from melting. Well, not melting, but like getting out of whatever it is, or a container or whatever. So, at the age of 4 years old, he has already created a ray gun. Yes, because we all know that Stewie, because it's a cartoon, it'll never go. They will never grow old. Even though we see these scenes where you know they get old and die, but it's just like a filler. Yeah, it's a filler episode or something like that. But hey, Stewie, he is a short pastor, but Deku's not gonna be short because he's not a reincarnation of Stewie. I just said he's like a young Stewie Griffin. But whatever. So Deku, when when he showed his this to his mom, she at first she just thought, oh, it's not a quirk, of course, but hey, he's just a smart kid doing things, But when he showed her, by shooting, let's just say they went outside, he shot a pile of garbage, a pile of trash on that someone dumped just for pranks and like shits and giggles. Yeah, he just shot it at that. It just straight up turned into ash. Everything. Yeah, literally everything. It just turned into ash. Yeah. When she just looked down to the 4-year-old boy, she was surprised. This shouldn't be possible. He doesn't have a quirk, but I mean, like, I know he's a smart kid, but god damn, he got skills. You know, so Inko, she would enroll Deku. She wouldn't actually tell Mitsuki this, that, oh, you know, Bakugo, since Deku's like leaving, he would be, yes, that damn nerd's leaving. I can finally achieve my dreams without him always being in the way. Because a lot of people would think, oh, because Bakugo would be, he's a jerk. Some of y'all would think, oh, he would get more and more cockier. Well, yes, but he would also chill out more. Why? Because if you really think about it, Deku is the main reason why Bakugo can't is like that. Because if Deku wasn't there, he would have more time to just relax himself, not worry about the damn nerd, trying to kill himself, get himself killed because he has a stupid dream, stuff like that. Bakugo mentality, But whatever, let's continue. So as I was saying, now Deku, he would be enrolled in a very stitch whatever stitchy. Oh god, my vocabulary, it's not the best today. Okay, as I said, I was screaming a lot, plus I cannot remember the word. Strategic. Oh God. That's a very high in education school. Whatever. As you said, as literally you just heard, I didn't say high education. I literally said high shake. Oh, I cannot. High edu high, high educational school, basically a smart school, okay, a private school, whatever. Now Deku, he would get sent there, and he would actually. I need to go put my phone case on very soon. I cleaned. I was cleaning my phone before I started recording. So yeah, now um 10 minutes. So Deku, he would get put in that school, and y'all might be wondering. This is probably like if I'm putting female Psyche K in this, I'm probably gonna put him in Psyche K's school, or bring some of Psyche K into this. But no, I'm going to be doing something else by putting actually Psyche in this universe. She was actually birthed. She was reincarnated into this universe. Still named Psyche K, to be honest, but hey, it's whatever. Now y'all might be wondering, does she have the still have the psychic abilities? Yes, she doesn't have a quirk. She was announced quirkless, but she still had a good life. She does have the psychic abilities. Only her parents still know about that. And yeah, they just can't explain how she's so smart. Kind of like Deku, but Deku will unlock 100% of his brain. So duh. But anyway, so Deku, he was, you know, just going to, this school. And it's the same school as Momo, Ida, and Todoroki. Yes, they're the three main persons there along with these two. And I didn't want to complicate the ship, so I just went to with Saiki. I mean, like, should it be Class 1B next? I'm gonna do a ship with a whole, like, a harem of Class 1B next on this channel, that is. So I'm gonna go sit down real quickly. Oh. Okay, so let's continue now. Deku, his first day, the teacher welcomes him in. And, well, you see, Deku, you know, after he looks around, he just walks up. Hi, my name is Deku Midoriya. I am 5 years old. Yes. He's gonna be friends with them from 5 to 14. So, yeah. Anyways, now, Deku, he sees Psyche, well, female Psyche, you know, just in the back, just with a blank stare, nothing. If you know how Psyche is, doesn't talk with, only Deku really noticed this, because to everyone else, this is normal. Somehow, they don't question it because they just don't for some reason. Anyway, so Deku, he would he would just turn, just kind of lean his head, just stare at her. She seems interesting. Maybe I can be friends with her. And well, after class ends, he goes to play on the playground. Deku, he walks up to Psyche, who is just reading a book, nothing more. You see, you know before he could actually go over there, I'm just say Momo's kind of a bitch in this one. Yeah, she kind of is. And Todoroki, Ida, he's just annoying as usual. So yeah, now you know Todoroki and Momo stop Izuku. 5-year-old Izuku stops. Oh, hi, Mizuku. Oh, we know who you are. You know, they say, oh, do you want to be friends or something? You know, that's what Izuku said. Todoroki and Momo look at each other and say, sure, but if you're gonna be your friends, you need to stay away from that girl. Izuku asks, what? Wait, why would I do that? They both say, because she's a freak. She and she's quirkless. She's a quirkless freak. She doesn't have any friends because she's weird. She always has these. She doesn't have the antennas, I guess, but you know, she always. She really doesn't like like people. She just. I don't know. They just make up some weird excuses. Okay. And Deku says, "Well, that's not very nice. You shouldn't, talk about someone behind their back." You know, Deku, he's still a nice person in this. You know, even though he's in the future when he gets like 50% unlocked, he's gonna be cockier than ever. Ooh, I can't wait for that. But Deku, he pushes them both out of the way. He goes over to Psyche or K, whatever, Psyche, and he sits on the bench right beside her. He turns his feet over on the other side of the bench. Turning facing her. You know, he says, he holds out his hand. He says, "Oh, hi, I'm Izuku Midori, and you are." She turns to him. She puts the book right beside, right beside, right in front of Izuku. And turns to him. Hi, I'm Psyche. Psyche or K. You can just call me K if you like. You know, it was kind of strange because Izuku still noticed that she did not open her mouth. It was strange. You know, Deku asks, "Is that your quirk? Telepath- tele- telepathy or something?" Psyche asked, "Wait, not many people question why I don't. But no, it's not a quirk." "Oh, then maybe you have something like me." She like this piques her interest, so she asks, "Well, don't you have a quirk?" Deku, "No, I don't, but excuse me very much. Excuse me, sorry. Deku says, "No, it's not. I don't have anything really. I just know that my brain seems to adapt and evolve to certain things at a very fast rate. Well, very fast rate, yes." You know, Deku says he thinks he's unlocking the stages of his brain somehow. You know, that's what he tells her. He tells her that he even built a ray gun when he was 4 years old. He's five, by the way, if I didn't say that. You know, her eyes widen more. It reminds her of her brother in her previous life. How he was so bent on creating so many different things that the work kind of got to him. He wanted to be kind of like Psyche, so he created his own inventions. He went off to study abroad. Did all of these things, but you know would still never match Psyche. So Deku, he sees that she's kind of not in the world. He snaps his fingers in front of her. you know he says, "Oh, you know I'm sorry." He says, "Oh, I'm sorry, you just look like you were daydreaming." you know Deku and her speaks for a while. Then after a like let's just say before they go back inside, you know Psyche stops him, just tugs his shoulder, and she asks if he wanted to be friends. Deku said, "Oh, sure, sure." So, from that day forth, they were friends. We're gonna time skip to when 14-year-old Izugu Midoriya. At this time, he unlocked 65% of his brain. Should I said 69? No, 65. Oh yeah, I should probably go back to when he was flashback when he unlocked 50%. So he was 12 years old, and well, he was still, he was on more or less just with Psyche. They were having a sleepover with each other at Izuku's house. Izuku, he had a you could say he was just playing a random game with Psyche. When all of a sudden, Izuku went to the restroom, he came back in the room. It was strange because as soon as he entered the door, he collapsed then and there. He just collapsed. When, Psyche told Inko what happened, they both rushed him to the hospital. Izuku, he woke up in the hospital, yes, but everything was not fine. He could hear voices all over the place. He could see different things, the littlest things in the hospital. He woke up screaming, like ripping out his hair. He actually just he fell off the bed. He was screaming. When the doctors got there, you know they saw Deku like right outside the window, about to jump out because of how much pain he was feeling. He could feel, he could, hear the thoughts of different people's. He could hear one slight one that was a little girl just screaming for her mama and papa, please wake up. I'm scared. But no, what happened? No, 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 no. He heard he heard two gunshots, and he heard the voice, the small girl's voice. That was the main one he could hear. If you don't know who this is, I'm very surprised you don't know. But he could hear the voices saying, "Mama, Papa, no, help me! I'm scared. I don't want to go with these men, our people. I don't want to go." You know, she was shouting, "Mama, Papa, wake up, please, please." Deku, he could hear different voices. He could hear one of another girl who was saying, "No, please, I didn't want to do this, please. I didn't mean to do this. Please just help me. I'm scared." If you don't know who this one is, that is, well, very relatable because this one is actually Toga. The first one was, what's his, yeah, sorry, Eri. The first one was Eri. The second one is Toga. He could hear a boy's voice saying, "I'm not a villain. You can't do this to me. I did nothing wrong. Please." You know, this boy was screaming he was just screaming and screaming and screaming. Da da da. Okay, so as I was saying, he could hear all of these screams, and he could hear one in the hospital itself. He could hear two people crying. It sounded like two girls. One said, "Please, me, my baby, please, my baby, please be all right, please, please, please." The other one was thinking, you know that, "No, he'll be okay, he'll be okay, he'll be okay." That just repeating over in their heads. He could sense that those were his mom and, well, Psyche, or K, whatever. That was his mom and K. You know, he could hear another one from a very far distance, but close somehow. It was in Japan, but this voice said, you know, "I miss my family. Please just," it was just a thought. "I miss my family. Just, just that much." "And I have to be here. Almighty you bastard. You put me here and I can't find my family now." Because, yes, Deku is the son of All for One. And how will I implement him later? You will have to see. I do not care. But anyways, part 2 will be all for one story, whatever. Now, you see, Deku, he was slowly, his brain was slowly hurting more and more as these just things came in contact. He could hear voices from America, around Japan, about Europe, about Asia, about China, I don't know, about Africa, about the Caribbean, anywhere in the world. He could, well, half of the world basically. He could hear these voices over and over and over and over again until right by the window, as he was about to jump, he collapsed. And well, you would think he would fall out of the building, yes, but before he could fall, any further, a doctor caught him. You see, this doctor was, you know, very, very fast enough to catch this kid. And well, this isn't someone gonna be that important to the story. I'm just making up this character to be a brother figure to Deku because he will need it. Now, this character is actually if I can find a picture, because I'm not in a catalog or album in fiction in my stories right now, but I'll go find a picture real quickly. BRB. Okay, I'm back. So, as I was saying, Deku, he was caught by this doctor. The doctor's quirk is, well, pretty much, I could say, I'm gonna make one up right now. It was not very useful in the hero community. I'm just gonna make his quirk be drug adaptation. Yeah, he can adapt to any drug. And his second quirk is gonna be what? Yeah, drug creation, yeah. Meant for a doctor or a villain or a drug dealer, whatever. Yeah. So, this doctor, he was, the one that caught Izuku. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, Izuku. We see Izuku. He is more or less in the the hit the bed once again. The doctor, this same doctor, goes out to see Inko and K. If you don't know who K is, that you know whatever. I accidentally zoomed into the boob, but yeah, Psyche K. I'm gonna say K for now. So, Izuku. You see, Izuku, after that incident, doctor went out, told Inko and K what happened. You know, they were so they were, you know, worried. Way worse because literally Izuku tried to kill himself. They don't know why he tried that, but when they asked the doctor, no, doctor said they don't know. He just tried to do so. When all three of them walked into the Izuku's room, they see Izuku. He was sitting up. Yes, he was sitting up, but mainly the thing was that he more or less he was kind of curled up. He curled up himself under the sheets. Well, his up to his chest, I guess, was curled up. You see, Izuku, he was still having those, the he could still, more or less hear the voices, but they were much more less. They were less. Okay, let's just say that they were less. They were less for now. So it's a whatever for now. Deku, he said to, when he was asked why he almost jumped out the window, why he tried jumping out the window, he he just told them that he could hear voices. You know, the one thing that surprised Kay was that, when Deku was asked, what kind of voices, if it was something in his head telling him to do this. And, Deku said no, he heard everything, he heard people from far, far away, people from in Japan, people from America. He could hear different languages, different thoughts. People were in danger, no heroes were around. You know, people were distant from their family, people were dead, people were dying, people were just suffering all over the place. Sure, he heard thoughts that were happy, but when he heard the ones that just saddened him to the point that he just wanted to die. Deku told them this. Kei was just like comforting Izuku, right? Just right beside him, comforting him, just a lot, to be honest. Let me just turn this off. Disconnect. It's connected to my PC. So as I was saying, now Kei was comforting Izuku. Izuku was just crying when he was thinking about that small girl's voice that he heard. You know, and those three people, that the first three people that he heard, that were being one the first voice he heard was a small girl, like her parents were shot and killed by some people, and they were taking her away somewhere, but he doesn't know where. The second one was another girl's voice, but this time it sounded like she was being cast away, by her own family, that like they were leaving her for dead or something. The second one, the boy said he didn't have a villainous quirk, he just needed to use it in the right way. They smile at this, but Izuku told him that it sounded like the exact same thing was happening to him. He was being thrown away on the streets by his family. He doesn't know what's going on. Izuku, this is only 50% of his brain being unlocked. This is still a flashback, believe me. You see, Izuku, he could just hear everything, a lot of different things. He kind of didn't. He kind of told them that sure, sure, it's like great and all, but well, sure, it's all saddened, but there was some great ones too. Uh, someone literally, he heard that, he heard a few things. He not real. He heard the voices of different things, like a couple getting married, a couple having a child, a mother with her son, in a happy moment, I guess. A lot of different things. A grandfather and his grandson and the son himself. All three were fishing. He heard a lot of great things, but the sad ones just like led him to that. Just wanted him to kill himself. He couldn't take the sad ones that much. The first one he heard just felt too much pain. So, Kei was comforting Deku. Deku, after a few days, he was able to leave the hospital. They didn't really question it much because, well, the doctor, he gave Deku his number. Kid, whenever you need help in any way, just give me a call, kid. You seem like you would need help a lot in the future. And don't take this as an insult, kid. Just make sure people got your back out there. So, whenever you need the help, you know, Deku, he took it. And you see, Deku, he not really, not gonna say that he become, after this, I'm not gonna say he becomes very depressed, but he does become depressed as hell. You see, a week after, you know, actually a month after this, he finally, decided I can, maybe I'm gonna go back to school. He would usually just stay home in his room, not doing anything, just like in his room, not doing whatever, like nothing. Okay, so, Deku, he found in that one, after he went back to school, he saw that, well, not many people were worried about him, not really. He did have some friends, but, you know, after, he was gone from school, some rumors spread by Todoroki and, who, Momo, he lost those friends, saying that he went out, he, he killed people and he tried to committed suicide after, which is dumb, but hey, whatever. Now, you see, Deku, you know, after a while, after school went out, he just went on a 1 more month leave. Kay was surprised again because he just joined school again. Why is he leaving again? The rumors, probably. But hey, you see, Deku explained to her that, you know, too much is just happening for him right now. He needs to figure out everything that's going on. So we we skip 1 year. In those 1 year, Deku went around the world. Went to train different thing. Went to learn about his abilities. Wanted to develop new abilities, techniques, fighting styles. He studied them all through different masters, through different dojos. He went around the world, and my man even did underground back boxing. Fighting. My man did literally everything except for kill. Actually, never mind about the killing part. Yes, he did kill someone, a few people. Let's just say, yeah. Anyway, so back a year, she, when Deku goes to his house, he greets his mom. He tells his mom he's gonna go see Kate. You know, she tells him, just be sure, just be safe. She asks him, he asks her why, did something happen to her? What's up with that? No, it's nothing. She's glad. I'm glad you're back. He goes to Kay's house. Knocks on the door. Yeah, he sees not in this, but a Kay rubbing her eyes. I should put one in this. Whatever. So he sees Kay just rubbing her eyes. He looks up to the now 5 feet 9 inches tall Izuku. Izuku looks down at Kay. Kay asked, who are you? How can I help you? Who are you? Izuku, oh, you don't remember your old friend. Sad, really. Then, he gives her a peck on the forehead. Yeah, this man has become more cocky and more, his self esteem is way up there, like way up there. I'll tell you his abilities soon or later. I don't know. So, you know, I should really redo this, but I'm not going to. So, Deku, he tells, Kate, you know, don't you remember? After he kisses her on the forehead, he, she leans back already to like use telekinesis to like throw this throw this bitch all the way across the earth. Deku whispers in her ear before she could do that. Don't you remember your old, your no, don't can't you remember your best friend, or am I just different? She hugs him immediately because she knows it's my boy Izuku again. You know, right after she hugs him, she slaps him across the face, Izuku just like, huh, that was surprising. She pouts, why didn't you call? Why didn't you text? Why didn't you keep in contact? Where were you? For the longest of times you were gone and you didn't call, you didn't text, you didn't say anything. You know, Izuku kind of like, huh, mm, yeah. He calms her down right away, you know, with another kiss, this time kissing her on her lips. She's surprised again, another slap across the face. She is Sundere. Yes, she is Sundere in this. I like Sundares. Not that I don't like any of the others. There are more than Sundares and Yanderes. There's more. I think there's four different ones. Whatever. So Deku, he, you know, before he could talk again, baka baka baka, just hitting him in the chest, baka 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 baka. All of this, and my man just picks her up by by her waist, puts her over his shoulder, walks in the house, closes the door behind them. You know, Finally he just throws her on the couch. No, they're not gonna do the 18 plus yet. That's probably part 3. Who knows? I don't know. You know, he goes over, he lays on the couch right on top of her, but nothing else. She she blushing heavily mad, but you know, he eventually says, I'm sorry I didn't keep in, contact with you, but he needed some time, to get used to all the thoughts of everyone around him and his new abilities that he gained. All the abilities that he gained. By this time he returned, he unlocked 60% of his brain. So yeah, that's what I mean. And now we cut back to the future timeline, well, the present timeline. You see, Deku, he is in class. Everyone kind of surprised that, hey, this kid's back, but why is he here on the like? Why did he come back on just the last day of school? What you might be thinking? How is he there? Isn't he like? Didn't he go to a different school? Oh, no, no, no. He was doing online classes on the school page. On the school page, he was doing his classes online. He did everything, all his tests online, whatever. Yeah. So, Izuku, he just not paying them any attention. You know, Everyone's still wondering, like, and that's cool enough. He's back, so what? But why does he have, psych, K on his lap? That's the most shocking thing to them because, you know, as they both walked in that morning, when the door opened up, everyone saw Kay, welcomed her because Kay kind of, Psyche Kay kind of like opened up more, more friendly, not just cold to everyone. You know, And well, more, she's still, she's a bitch towards Todoroki and Momo because they're both bitches themselves. So yeah, you know, they don't really care. But Izuku walked in, and when Kei was about to sit down, in her seat, she found herself sitting on something soft. You know, it was Izuku. Yeah, my man, so called, he teleported to, the chair before she could sit. That's literally what happened. Now, she was about to, get up and like, you know, turn around and like slap him in the, you know, like knock him in the head a few times, but he grabbed her arms, pulled the seat up towards the decks, giving them little space, giving her little to none space of moving. Yeah, that's what he did. Now, keep in mind, they will not be doing anything until probably like part two or three. So, I'm gonna end this off with the teacher coming in, saying the same stuff as Bakugo's teacher does. You know, do y'all? I know y'all want to be heroes. That's great. Deku, he actually just, yeah, whatever. Psyche, well, Kay kind of like turned her head back, you know, and she, don't you want to, everyone else is distracted, don't you want to be a hero, Izuku? Well, Izuku-kun? Yeah, that feels weird to say, but whatever. I'm gonna say it a lot in this. Don't be mad at me. I'm gonna say it a lot. Whatever. So, Deku, he says, well, I mean, when I was younger, sure, but now they just seem like a drag. And this is where I'm gonna end this off. Love y'all. Peace out. Bye.